Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are unpacking one of the most profound, yet weirdly underdiscussed, transformations in all of human history, the global collapse in birth rates.
It is almost impossible to imagine now, but go back to the 1960s, and the average woman on this planet gave birth to 5 children. 5. That was the global norm.
Fast forward to today, and that number has been sliced in half, plummeting to just 2.3. And that's just barely above what they call the replacement level, that magic number of 2.1 births per woman you need just to keep the population from actually shrinking. And let's be super clear about this. This isn't some far-off sci-fi prediction. This massive shift is happening right now. It's a present-day reality that is already reshaping our world from the ground up. So let's get into it and figure out why this is happening.
So what on earth is behind this dramatic planet-wide change? Well, it's not just one thing. It's a powerful mix of deep structural changes that are basically woven into the very fabric of modern life.
What we're really seeing is this perfect storm of 3 huge forces hitting all at once. First, as women get more educated and have more career opportunities, the cost of pausing that career for kids just goes way up. Second, because kids are so much more likely to survive infancy now, parents have shifted from a quantity strategy, having lots of kids, to a quality one, investing way more resources in just 1 or 2. And third, just the crushing economic pressure, especially housing, is making it harder than ever to even think about affording a family. But those 3 together, and you get a trend that's almost impossible to reverse.
And if you want to see the single biggest predictor of all, well, this slide nails it. As women get more access to education and careers, what economists call the opportunity cost of stepping away to raise children just skyrockets. And the data is crystal clear on this across the entire globe. When women are empowered, fertility rates fall. It's that simple.
And then, on top of all that, you have the raw economic pressure. For millions of young people today, the dream of owning a home, which has always been a key step before starting a family, it's become this impossible financial mountain to climb. And this isn't just a hunch. The research shows it's a direct, measurable barrier to people having kids.
But here's the thing about that global average of 2.3. It's kind of misleading because it hides a fractured reality. The truth is, we are living in 2 completely different demographic worlds at the same time on the same planet.
Just look at this divide. On one side, you've got Europe, North America, and most of Asia stuck in a deep demographic winter. Their fertility rates are way below what's needed to replace their populations. But on the other side, you have Africa, which is basically the planet's last remaining population engine. Soon, it's going to account for over 1/3 of all births worldwide.
The absolute epicenter of this whole crisis, though, is East Asia. And this number, 0.72, that was South Korea's fertility rate in 2023. It's a staggering world record low. It literally means for every 100 couples, only 72 children are being born. It's a number that has left demographers totally speechless.
So what's causing this freefall? Well, sociologists have a name for it: compressed modernity. It's what happens when a society modernizes at an absolutely breakneck speed. You get this disastrous collision of old, traditional values with a new, hyper-competitive capitalist reality of insane work hours and unbelievable pressure to get ahead. For young people, it creates an environment where starting a family feels, well, impossible.
Meanwhile, if we look at Latin America, demographers are using this wild word, vertiginously, which basically means dizzyingly fast, to describe its shocking freefall in birth rates. See, Europe took about a century to make this transition, but countries like Uruguay, they saw their fertility rates collapse in just 7 years. It is a demographic cliff dive that we have never seen before in history.
Okay, so this stuff isn't just abstract statistics on a chart, right? Not at all. This demographic earthquake is unleashing these powerful second and third order effects that are going to fundamentally change how we live, how we do business, and even how nations plan for war.
First up, as single-person households are quickly becoming the main family type in developed countries, it is fueling the massive rise of something called the solo economy.
Companies are literally scrambling to redesign their entire business models for a world of individuals. We're talking restaurants with dedicated booths for people eating alone, single-serving portions taking over grocery stores, and even a boom in solo karaoke. The business of being alone is becoming very, very big business. Now, zoom out to the national level, and this creates a supersized version of that classic guns versus butter problem. Governments are facing this brutal squeeze. The pool of young people they can recruit for the military is shrinking fast, while at the same time, the cost of pensions and healthcare for a ballooning elderly population is just exploding. It's a fiscal vice, and eventually something has to give.
And for a global power like China, this is not some distant problem.
It is a direct and present threat to its national security. Its workforce is already in a steep decline. By 2050, it's projected to shrink by nearly 30% from its peak. That means fewer soldiers, immense pressure on the economy, and it could very well mean that its window of opportunity to become the dominant regional power is closing fast.
So this all brings us to a really crucial point. For decades, countries have been trying to fight this trend, right? To reverse the decline. And for the most part, they've completely failed.
The evidence here could not be clearer. I mean, look at South Korea. They threw over $250 billion at this problem. Cash handouts, subsidies, paid leave, you name it. And the result? The absolute lowest fertility rate on planet Earth. It proves that just throwing cash at people can't overcome the deep structural forces we've been talking about. We need a whole new strategy.
So the path forward isn't about this futile fight for more babies. It's about fundamentally re-engineering our societies so they can thrive in a smaller, older world. That means three things. 1. Embracing automation and AI to replace the missing workers. 2. Redesigning our cities and products for single and elderly households. And 3. Strategically investing in Africa's youth, the world's only growing source of human capital.
So, this really leaves us with a final crucial question. Is this demographic shift the beginning of the end, or is it actually the ultimate test of our ability to adapt? The future might not have more people in it, but it's going to demand that we become way more creative, more innovative, and more resilient than we have ever been before. Thanks for tuning in.